Hello, welcome to the start of a brand new reading vlog. This one is dedicated to thrillers. Let us talk about the books first and then I'll give you a reading update. So the first book is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. As you can tell, I'm currently reading it right now. Stop focusing on me. I'm reading it right now. And it's Agatha Christie meets Knives Out in this fiendishly clever blend of classic and modern murder mystery. I was dreading the Cunningham family reunion even before the first murder, before the storm strained at us at the mountain resort, snow and bodies piling up. The thing is, us Cunninghams don't really get along. We've only got one thing in common: we've all killed someone. My brother, my stepsister, my wife, my father, my mother, my former sister-in-law, my uncle, my stepfather, my aunt, me. Then I have Blood Sugar by Sascha Rothchild. This one follows a woman who has committed 3 murders, but she's been accused of 4. And then I also have The Plot, which, if memory serves me correctly, because it's been a little while since I've heard talk about this book or since I've read the synopsis for this book, but it follows a professor, an English professor. He has tried and failed to become an author, and one of his students in one of his classes has written a very, very good book, and so under mysterious circumstances, that student dies. Then the teacher takes that manuscript from him. Later on, he, as in like the teacher, finds a note that says, "I know what you did." Who? Like, did the teacher actually kill the student? Or did the teacher get found out that he was the one that stole that student's manuscript, because the manuscript that the teacher stole was said to have been very, very good. Everyone in my family has killed someone. Time for a reading update. It definitely has Knives Out feelings, and also, yeah, Agatha Christie as well. I've never read an Agatha Christie book, but it does have those vibes just from what I've heard other people have said about Agatha Christie. It took me around like the 40-page mark to get into the writing style, because it's like the narrator is kind of talking to you. When I had first read the synopsis of the book, I thought everyone in this family, well, most everyone in this family was like a serial killer or something. Turns out not to be the case, because the murders have happened either accidentally or maybe even on purpose. I don't know. There is like a bit of a mystery surrounding it. And this family, most dysfunctional family ever, they all hate each other. It's like they said, the Cunninghams don't really get along, but they all got one thing in common, is that most of them have killed someone. And that is definitely the case. Each chapter follows a different... so it's actually going in the order of what I had said, like the brother, my stepsister, my wife. So it goes in that order, like at the back. So it goes in that order. So those are the chapters that we get the perspectives of. I thought it was going to be seeing the characters' different perspectives, but it turned out to not be the case. What it was is that it was a so Ernest being in communication with the characters that we see on the back of the book, like the mother, the stepfather, yada yada. That's pretty much what it is, and we get to see their backstory, a little bit of their history, a little bit of their relationship with Ernest, if there is any, and also how that family member murdered someone. That's what it was. It wasn't that character's perspective, it was Ernest's perspective with that character. So the one I'm up to is the father, and that is page... I'll just say around page 70, so I'm up to page 70 right now. I started reading this last night. I've heard that there's a really good twist in this one, and I'm just desperate to know what that twist is. I don't have too much to say other than it is quite interesting. Oh, we got the first murder from the mountain resort. So we got the first murder. We don't know who's doing the killing yet. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I will get reading, so I'll see you later on with another update. Okay, hello. It has, I think it's been a week. It's been a week or so, or something like that, since I've updated you. Holy cow. I've been so busy. You know, you don't realize how much more crap you need before you go on a holiday. And I'll be house sitting my cousin's house in the next coming days. There's a lot of packing to be done this year. I've come to give a bit of an update. I have finished Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. My book is over there. I'm too lazy to go and get it, and my dog won't let me get up. Like, she's very comfy just sitting on my lap right now. But I gave it 4 stars. It was a really, really good book. Whenever I see this book pop up on Instagram, like on my Instagram feed, it will, like, the caption will be like, oh, thrillers with the best plot twists. I don't think so. Like, I don't think the plot twist was that shocking. Yeah, there were moments in the book which is a testament to how good this book is written. Like, the author will tell you about something, but he'll be really vague about it, and you will think, oh yeah, it's typical thriller, it'll be like this. Or typical mystery, not a thriller, it'll go this way, but then it turns out to be completely different. I thought everyone in this family was actually a murderer. No, a lot of them have just killed people either for self-defense or just by accident. It feels like real modern day stuff, I guess you could say. And it definitely does have Knives Out vibes. Knives Out vibes to the T. Very strong in those vibes. And Agatha Christie as well. I've never read an Agatha Christie, but just from what I've heard people talk about when it comes to Agatha Christie books, I kind of feel like I have like a bit of an idea of what her books are like. And definitely at the back of the book it says Agatha Christie meets Knives Out, and that is definitely true. Very, very true. So back to the plot twist, right? I didn't think it was that shocking or that, oh my gosh, that, like, it didn't live up to the hype in that part. But the rest of the book was very, very good. A very good mystery thriller, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. There is going to be a second one in October. There is a sequel, and I'm excited to read it. I really am. It takes place on a train, which sounds like another Agatha Christie novel. I don't remember which one, but it does kind of sound like one of those ones, like the Hercule Poirot, I should say. I can't speak French, but anyway. Yeah, and the tone of the book is kind of like Ernest, who is the main character of the book. It's kind of like him, it's kind of like his memoir. The events that take place in the story is like him recounting the events that took place in the story, but like done in like a typical mystery thriller setting. It's not so conversational in tone where it drags down the story, because it actually, for the most part, it does feel like a mystery thriller book. It's just every now and then you will get Ernest coming in and just explaining some things or just telling you some things in a couple of sentences. It doesn't really detract from the story at all, which I like and I think is really good. Well, I think what I'm trying to say with the writing, which I think I may have explained before, but I feel like I haven't explained it that good. So it'll tell you one thing, but it'll be vague. Something else will happen different to what you were thinking. Ernest will come in and say, but I did tell you it was going to be like this, didn't I? I did tell you that da-da-da-da-da. It was good. Like, there were some things, actually, those scenes were a little more plot twisty, I guess you could say, to me, than the actual plot twist of who was doing the murders themselves or itself. Yeah, it was really, you got to read the book to understand what I'm trying to say, but it was really good. I am now like 2 pages in the plot by Hanff Korelitz, and I think I actually told you what the book was about in the intro. It's been so long since I've updated this vlog, holy cow. So I don't think I need to explain to you what the book is about, because I do think I've already said it. But if I do need to, I'm sure editing me will come in and say, hey, this is what it's about. I don't have too many plans. I just want to read. I just want to have a chill Monday. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye. See you in another update. Okay, it's been a couple of weeks now. Been a little while since I've updated you. I have read 2 more books for this reading vlog. I just didn't get to change to update as much because I was house sitting for my cousin and she was traveling. She was on holiday. Let's just wrap up this vlog, shall we? Because it's gone on long enough right now. I actually had to re-watch the footage that I had, but the last time I was here and I updated you, I have finished this book, Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, and I really, really enjoyed this one and gave it 4 stars. The second book that I have read for this reading vlog is The Plot by Hanff Korelitz, and this one follows a professor, an English professor who has come across one of his students' books that's really brought his attention. It's a really damn good plot. This teacher is struggling a little bit with his writing career. He's had one book that's sold pretty decently well and has had decent reviews and ratings. Like, he hasn't really published anything else. He's like really struggling with it. This book of his students, the student is very arrogant and very up himself. And you know, this student dies. The teacher decides, well, it's a good plot. It's never going to see the light of day. I remember most of what happens. I can just retweak it, rework it, and make it my own. So he basically steals the plot of his now deceased student's book until he starts receiving threats saying that they know what this teacher has done. And it's a thriller about who is sending these threats, what is happening. This was another 4-star book. So good. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. With the student's book, we do get to see excerpts from that fictional book, and that book was better written than what the teacher had done. If I'm being honest with you, it was better than what the teacher had made it out to be. That writing style between the author of the book, the plot, and also the student's book, that just shows some talent, because it was so different in tone and maybe even in style a little bit. It was just, I think this author's really talented. I really do. It had me hooked. And then when it comes to when the teacher stole the book, we do get the chapters, the excerpts from that book as well, that the teacher had created himself, or that the teacher had stole, because he stole the book, right? That one was good. That one was interesting. I thought he did good. I thought he extended it out pretty good, because he only read like a little mini excerpt from the student's book. Yeah, I thought it was good. It was decent. If it were an actual real book, I do think I would read it myself, even though I think I'd go more for the students, if I'm being honest. I guessed who the actual person was that was making the threats. I kind of had like a little funny bet to myself. I said, oh, wouldn't it be funny if it were this person? And then the more we got going, the more we got into it, it was starting to become a little bit clear that yes, it actually could be this person, and I'm correct. Until the actual reveal, I was hoping it wasn't going to go the way it did, but it did. It's an absolute blast, an absolute roller coaster ride of a book. It was so good. Trigger warnings for some stuff I can't remember. Oh, drug abuse. I do know that. There's probably other trigger warnings, so just please be warned. And the last book I have read for this reading vlog, Blood Sugar by Sascha Rothchild. Another 4-star read. Really enjoyed this. Follows a person, Ruby. She's accused of 4 murders. No, oh, yeah, that's right, I was correct. She's accused of 4 murders, but she's only guilty of 3, and the 4th accusation against her could put her in jail. It goes back and forth with different flashbacks, so we get each victim of Ruby's, and we get to see how she came to the decision to unalive this person. I really like how we get her background, we get her family life, we get her personality, we get her relationships with people. She's not a psychopath, isn't it? A psychopath, sociopath, I can't remember which one's which, but it was really good. The writing was also really good here as well. It was really captivating, really engaging, really kept me turning the pages. Yeah, I really can't wait to see what else this author is going to write, because I thoroughly enjoyed this, and it all came out so good. I was so happy with that ending. Like, the ending I thought was actually pretty good. Again, trigger warnings for sexual assault, sexual harassment, drug use. Just with any kind of thriller or any kind of book I read, there is going to most likely be a trigger warning, so just know that going into my channel, into my videos. And I think that's all I had to say about this one. Like, nothing bad. I don't think I could really fault this book too much. It's just a 4-star read, a really good fun time. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient with me. I just did not feel comfortable filming in my cousin's house. It's not my house. I did not feel comfortable. Yeah, that's all I really had to say. I had a really good time with this reading vlog nonetheless, even though it really wasn't the best. All of the books I read were so good. I really enjoyed every single one of them. I can't wait to read more from the authors, especially this one, because there's a second one coming out in October, and I just really like Ernest as a character. He's quite something. He's a little sarcastic, so can't wait for when the second one of this one comes out. And I believe that was like Murder on the Orient Express. I think that one, no, it's a boat, Death on the Nile. It's kind of like Agatha Christie kind of thing where a bunch of writers go in a boat and then there's murders and these authors have to try and figure out who the murderer is. That doesn't sound already like a Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. I don't know what does. And this book definitely has Agatha Christie vibes. Never read an Agatha Christie, but now I kind of really want to get into her books now. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.